We've also received a $10 donation from Anonymous. Thank you very much. And $50 from Vold Edone, saying, Serious Sam, right now, Serious Sam, Serious Mother Hectic Sam, war. I don't know if I got enough emotion off on that war for you guys. Once again, just to clarify for the newcomers, this is a little bonus game we've inserted into the marathon. This is Serious Sam, the random encounter being run by Altabiscuit. Quest for Glory will be following immediately after this game. We've received a $100 donation from Anonymous. Thank you very much.
Check, check, 1, 2. Hello. Words.
Test, test, test.
We're good? All right. This is Serious Sam, the random encounter, and I'm Altabiscuit.
Hey, I'm Plum, and that's Altabiscuit.
So this game was one of 2 indie games that was released. It's just before Serious Sam 3 came out, and this is kind of a parody of RPGs with the Serious Sam style, so it's a lot of running backwards and shooting things in a turn-based format. But guess I'm ready to go when you guys are. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so that's Fork Parker. He's sending me into a teleporter to go defeat the bad guys or whatever it is. The story is pretty inconsequential. Anyway, first weapon I start with is the revolver. It just kind of auto-shoots and aims at whatever, but it's not very good, so they give me a shotgun right away. And with the shotgun, I can increase the radius to determine when it's going to auto-fire. So you can kind of see this looks like Final Fantasy to some extent. Now I've got a guy. Now there's a lot of stuff. This is a lot more like Serious Sam. I can also move my guys up and down. It's good for dodging bullets, among other things. If you've played a Serious Sam game before, some of these enemies might look familiar to you. Despite this game being called the Random Encounter, it's not very random, at least when you get encounters, oddly enough. You get one every three steps, and oh geez, I swapped to revolver real by accident. That kind of happens sometimes because the menus are so quick. Okay, here's the first boss of the game. Again, if you played Serious Sam before, this guy will look familiar. So, normally when you swap a weapon, you don't get the full effect of it, but the rocket launcher always shoots 3 rockets. So, that allows me to use the minigun guy to kill all the enemies, so the rockets don't get blocked, so I can get maximum damage on this guy. There are items that I pick up throughout the game. Well, I'm getting pretty bad luck on enemy placement. Okay, there's the first boss. So this level's called the Valley of the Keys. If you've played a series, it's a play on the Valley of the Kings from Serious Sam 1.
Like Altabiscuit mentioned earlier, though, where he's getting the encounters every couple of steps, and it's basically static. The actual enemy compositions of the encounters are the random bit.
Yeah, I got a pretty good enemy spawn here. There are not that many there, and I swapped to Revolver by accident again, but it doesn't matter. Some squares are guaranteed to not get encounters, and you can abuse that fact, because the game counts every 3 steps you get an encounter, but it's also doing that counting when you're on non-encounter squares. So I ended up getting 1 less encounter in this area due to the area where I get a key. Also, in lieu of experience, I get armor instead. Armor is very useful because not only does it give you basically an extra health bar, but you take less damage in general when you have armor up. Also, you might have noticed that when the enemy gets close enough to you, you attack them with a melee attack, but you take massive damage. And depending on the enemy, you could take a lot. This boss is kind of random, and I've had him sometimes just charge directly into me with nothing I could do about it, but thankfully that was not the case there. So I'm going to warn you, the audio usually peaks on this upcoming boss for whatever reason. So anyway, I did mention there were items in this game, and I'm going to use one of them against this boss here. It's called a Serious Bomb, and it does massive damage to all enemies on the screen. He usually spawns a lot of guys that get in the way, but thanks to the Serious Bomb, he's no longer a big deal. Alright, so now I got a 3rd guy in my party. He starts with a grenade launcher. A lot of people that or at least some people that I've talked to that have played this game before, they said the grenade launcher was pretty hard to use, but it's quite effective if you can aim it right. There's a bit of delay before it hits the area that you target at.
So what other items are you hoping to get to drop for bosses later on in the run?
There are a few items that I'm guaranteed to get, and I want to save those for the final boss. That's 1 Serious Bomb, which you saw me use earlier. And then there's Serious Damage, which greatly increases my damage. And it's, I believe it's ×2, but depending on the item, it can do a lot more than advertised. So the fish in these levels are a little bit annoying. That's why I swapped the top dude to the shotgun so we can automatically shoot them when they get close. If you don't have the guy carrying a shotgun, they will start electrocuting you and just doing a lot of damage. There's a few other items I can get throughout the game that are quite useful. One of them is called Armorall, which gives all of my, I think they call them all Sams. So they give them all full armor, which is very useful for the later areas in the game. Okay, I think I'm going to want rocket launcher for this, at least initially. Come on. Okay, I'm now starting to use the laser rifle. It's similar to the minigun. It does a little bit less damage, but it pushes enemies back. So if you run into the bulls that you may have saw earlier in level 2, you can keep them from ramming into you because they do a lot of damage. That was a very good level there. So you see there's a few ghosts in this level. They cannot be damaged by the laser or the revolver, basically anything that requires you to target them directly. So you have to use the minigun to hit them while they're running at you. Or with the grenade launcher. And this is not going too well. Alright.
So are there a lot of enemy encounters where you're just hoping that you don't get a certain type of enemy to spawn, or?
Yeah, sometimes that's the case, but if you die, you have a few lives, so it's not a huge deal. And you might get something, more favorable encounter. And the game refills your lives after every level, so it's quite generous. Usually the more likely way for you to die randomly is the game crashing. Which, with that in mind, the next boss that's coming up, I'm going to quit out of the game real quick just so it creates a save file. Much like The Legend of Zelda on the NES, you can only save after quitting, or I think maybe it's dying, I'm misremembering that. But I have to quit to the main menu before I fight this boss. Okay, so these are hoppers. They do a ton of damage if they get close to you, so the strategy here is to carefully aim the laser rifle and the minigun so they don't get close to you. And then you have your bottom Sam there with the shotgun to hit anything that you miss. This is also a boss where the audio might just either peak at a random moment or just die in general. I don't know, this game behaves differently depending on the operating system. There's a glitch in Windows 10, oddly enough, that's exclusive for that operating system. Anyway, I just grabbed another serious damage there, so now I've got all of the serious damages I need for the final boss. Okay, that was pretty favorable. And we'll be getting more fish here. Generally, how this game works with encounters is the last encounter in the area is the hardest, though that sometimes isn't the case. I gave the shotgun to the wrong guy. Hopefully I can get rid of these fish. All right, that worked out well. So yeah, you can see now that there's the blue laser guys there in the back. Just because this will be the last encounter in the level, though if I get lucky, that will be the only one that spawns. Now, if I end up getting a third serious damage before the level 3 boss, I can kill him in one hit. We'll see if I get lucky there. So this level's pretty simple. Just grab 2 keys and then you can unlock the doors behind the boss for this area. You'll notice that I haven't swapped the weapon of the guy in the middle. The minigun is really good, and you won't be using anything for the entire rest of the game. Also, because text moves pretty fast when I'm mashing, I don't always know what items I have, so I have to check them when I enter combat. Okay, good. I've baited them all to the top there. The bulls can, like you've seen there, do a lot of damage, and now they're starting to go after the middle guy. And he might die here, but that's fine. The other 2 are going to do just fine. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but if you do lose a guy, it's not the end of the world because they respawn after the encounter's over. Did I get him? Yes, I did. Alright, I messed up my encounter steps there, but that's not going to be a huge deal. I may get 1 extra encounter because of it, but the encounters in this area are generally not that dangerous. The encounters start getting insane in the 3rd area of the game. Or the which is the final area in the game, and that's where you start seeing early bosses as regular enemies. But by then you get the cannon, which you'll see its power before long. Okay, and that should be good. I was really hoping that that fish would go there. Okay, time to see if I have 3 serious damages, because if I do, I'm in great shape. And I've only got the 1. There's 1 more I pick up that I forgot about. Okay, so this guy dies to 4 grenades, and I'm just going to hope that he doesn't block them. And he blocked 1 already. So the strategy for this is just hit the boss with the grenades and then hope you don't die. And that worked out.
So how consistent is that strat?
Consistent enough. I haven't ever lost all 3 lives there before, which, you know, considering that this is a marathon, that might have been the first time it would have decided to happen, but...
So if you do die, you just lose a life and restart, and it's not a big deal?
Yeah. So anyway, I mentioned the cannon earlier. The cannon is so powerful that it takes 1 turn to charge, but when you do fire it, it kills everything in its path. It will one-shot everything except the final boss. So yeah, you can see the Mega Mechanoid there in the back. That was the second boss in the game. And the cannon just utterly destroys it. And down it goes. Oh, I'm low on health here. Okay, this is an issue. Okay, I have some revives. I've had as many as 5 revives in some playthroughs before. Just buy me some time and then fire the cannon. Okay, that's the last serious damage that I need right there. Depending on how this fight goes, I might use an armor all, as I saw that I had one when I looked through my menus earlier. In fact, I think I have 2. I'll just use one now. It's always a surprise when I look into the items, because I never really have a chance to look at them until I need them. Now, one thing you can do with the laser rifle that you can see there, you can use it to push enemies back, and then you can line them up with the cannon that way. It's a very useful strategy for the next level, is that's when they start throwing like 4 Mega Mechanoids at you, and it starts getting out of hand very quickly. And the middle guy keeps getting hit a lot. Oh, if he dies, he'll be back. Oh, I guess it was the top guy that died. Okay, I want to line up the 2. Okay, this is perfect. And that should be good. So yeah, the cannon is really, really good, as you can see. The other nice thing about the cannon is you don't need a full turn to recharge. I could have him swap to the revolver if I need to. Oh, that was a little bit of overkill right there, but it's Serious Sam after all. I didn't even aim the cannon there, but this encounter was very favorable, so it didn't even matter that much. Unless it spawns a second group of enemies, which can happen. This area also has a potentially really laggy encounter, and ooh, that was almost it. When that one appears, it's a bunch of harpies. They, for some reason, lag the game tremendously. I'm not sure why, but early Vlambeer games, a little bit unstable at times, but they still make fun stuff. So those harpies are going to land right into that line of fire right there. That's an enemy that I see some people miss that I've seen watch this, that I've watched play this game before. But As long as you know how they fly back down, then this is gonna be close. Okay, that was real. I still got him. The hitboxes on the Mega Mechanoids are very generous, but I've also had situations like that miss. So yeah, those lava guys were the enemies that I serious bombed early. In fact, I'll save it. I'm pretty good on armor right now. At least for the cannon guy, which is the one that matters the most. In my PB for this run, I ended up getting an early serious damage in the second level of the game. And when you get one of those, you can defeat the tentacle boss in one grenade. And so obviously that makes it go by a lot faster. This is interesting. I'm just gonna burn a bomb. I think I just killed the sound. The serious bomb has a tendency to do that. Or at least I killed the music. Line them up, and then fire at will.
So is there any way to get the music back other than just restart the game?
It might come back. I don't know if it feels like it.
All right, cool.
Wait, what are... Okay, that's different. At least I had a cannon ready for them. When those Mega Mechanoids get close to you, you are just... Oh, see, the music's back. I decided to come back. At least I faintly hear it. Yeah, the music's back all right. We missed you. What have I got item-wise? I got another serious bomb, why not? Those sounded like cats. Alright, one more switch to hit, and then the final boss comes up. Okay. I was hoping I picked up another serious bomb just so I could blow all these guys up, but instead we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way with cannons. And this run has been very generous with the armor rolls. I usually only get one. And my top Sam took a lot of damage there.
Is the final boss dangerous at all, or will the serious damages basically...
The serious damage is 2 cannon hits and he's dead.
Oh, okay.
So it's you'll see what happens here very soon. It's use a serious damage for 1 hit, a bomb to clear the board, and then another serious damage to win the game. Okay, 1 serious damage, and aim up there. There he spawns a bunch of enemies, and that's what this serious bomb is for. And it pushes back his giant foot. And get ready on time here. And time.
Nice, and the music died again at the end.
Yeah, that's this game for you.
Good way to end it.
Mm-hmm. I'm just surprised the game didn't crash. I was very afraid of that. What was wow, 21 minutes. That's really good, actually. Hey, my PB is in 1958. And I might have had a chance at that if I got the early serious damage. I guess since I got a little bit of time, I'm wondering if this bug will work. Eric, so it's something that I've only seen on Windows 10. And if you start a new game over the file you just completed, very strange things happen. But it may not work, and I could be made a fool of right now, so we'll see. That is if I can... Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's going to send me to the first level here. Or so I think. But now it says I've completed the last level for some reason. World record.
Dude, nice new Game Plus run. You did it.
So you can see on the top left of the screen, it says I'm in 1-2B, which is a secret room in the second level. And suddenly there's these things. That is the mascot for Vlambeer. And they do a ton of damage, and I'm about to die horribly. So anyway, suddenly I'm in this hidden room here on the right side of the second level, and now I'm in this level. It's really weird, and it only happens after a game you just completed, but I still have all my SAMs, the cannon, and everything. So, yeah, that random little glitch I found that only seems to happen on Windows 10 for some reason, so that's how that is. But that's Serious Sam, the Random Encounter. Hope you enjoyed it.
All right, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and start getting set up for our next game, Quest for Glory. But we have an extra nice treat for you guys for this run. We're actually going to be having some developer commentary during the run. Corey and Lori Cole, some of the developers for the game, are going to be joining us during the run to provide some nice commentary for us. So it's going to be an absolute blast. It's going to be great. So we're going to get you guys ready for this shortly. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and throw you off to an ad, and then we will be right back with the Quest for Glory run.